My fiance's family mocked me in Chinese for 2 years, until I gave my wedding speech in Mandarin. When I first met Lynn's parents, neither she nor they knew I was fluent, so I planned to surprise them all by giving a toast at dinner in Mandarin. However, that got thrown out the window the moment her mom saw me, because she literally gasped, "He's actually goddamn black," she called out to her husband in Mandarin. Then she turned to Lynn. "Why are you like this?" All while keeping a perfect smile. That was the moment I decided to keep my mouth shut and see what her parents really thought of me. And unfortunately, that was just the start. During that entire dinner, they kept trying to convince Lynn to break up with me, insulting my skin color, telling her my kind cheated on women all the time. I just nodded politely and thanked them for being so welcoming. I decided to keep my knowledge of Mandarin a complete secret going forward, but things escalated when Lynn and I got serious. During a family photo at her cousin's wedding, her mom positioned herself next to me and deliberately ground her stiletto heel into my foot. She kept pressing down, telling her sister in Mandarin that black men were angry, and I'd most likely lash out at her, and now Lynn would see who I really am. But I just kept smiling for the photo. There were a few other instances like that here and there, but when me and Lynn got engaged, her parents got really desperate. Her mom insisted on doing the dishes after dinner one night, and because I'd left my phone on the kitchen counter and Lynn was in the bathroom, she dropped my phone in the sink full of soapy water. At a summer barbecue, her dad offered me an imported beer to celebrate something at his work. They discussed in Mandarin how the sleeping pills he put should knock me out within 20 minutes. I still don't know why they wanted me asleep, but I just pretended to take a sip and thanked him, then walked around the corner and spit it all out. Just as I thought her parents couldn't get any worse, during Lynn's grandmother's birthday, I was helping serve soup when her dad whispered to the mom in Mandarin that the soup was extremely hot. On cue, her mom immediately turned and tripped, pouring the entire pot of boiling soup down my back. The pain was unbearable, and my shirt melted into my skin. I dropped to the floor and started shaking, and almost like practiced, her mom began crying fake tears and apologizing. She called an ambulance for me, then 4 days later mailed the hospital bill to mine and Lynn's house. When I reached the date of my bar exam, things reached the point of no return. Lynn's parents knew I'd been studying for 3 years, and the night before the test, they used Lynn's laptop to delete my exam registration. They sat on the couch discussing in Mandarin how 3 years of law school would be wasted, and surely Lynn would leave me then. I found out at 3 a.m. and spent 4 hours on the phone getting emergency re-registration. Her parents texted a lie to Lynn that morning saying they saw me at a bar instead of the exam. The final straw came the week before our wedding. At a restaurant while Lynn was in the bathroom, I heard them discussing paying a woman $50,000 to interrupt our ceremony and claim I assaulted her. Her mom showed her dad photos of the actress and fake bruise makeup they'd use. They toasted with their wine glasses to finally solving their problem. On our wedding day, at the final family breakfast, they confirmed the woman was in position and reviewed the exact timing. They showed each other photos and talked about how innocent she looked and how everyone would believe her. They smiled at me and asked if I was ready for my big day. Well, that's when I decided to drop the bomb. I've been literally waiting for this moment for years. Ever since I first learned how much they hated me, I've been planning my revenge. And so, before the ceremony started, I asked all the guests to gather around because I had an announcement to make. Lynn's parents looked confused, but came closer. I clinked my glass, looked them right in their eyes, and began speaking in perfect Mandarin. I stared right at them and watched the blood completely drain from their faces. Her mother looked like how I assume Moses looked when that bush started talking to him. Her dad went pale and stared at me like I'd grown 5 heads. I saw them start to literally cower.